Hey guys, welcome. This is yours truly, Lordblueeyes, Frankie G. I'm here to bring you a non-spoiler, quick review of scary stories to tell in the dark. Just kind of wanted to give like a real quick, short video of my first impressions of it. I may come back at a later date and after it's kind of sunk in more and I kind of let it stew and I get it all up in there, get the juices flowing inside of me, and I'm like, did I really like the movie or did I really hate the movie? Um, Maybe even do a spoiler review down the road. Not sure. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But so basically, this is a movie about several kind of scary stories that happen within one big scary story. Uh, it's kind of like basically okay. So let's start at this. Dan Hagman and Kevin Hagman, I might be saying that wrong, were the ones that did the screenplay with Del Toro, and everybody knows who Del Toro is. I mean, he's famous with Labyrinth and some other stuff. He's amazing. So like when I saw that, I was expecting like a lot of awesome like visual effects and like just very artistically done and like cinematography. It was going to be amazing, but he's just a screenplay writer, so I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but Andre Overdahl, I think is his name, directed it, and he did the Autopsy of Jane Doe. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. You can catch it on, I believe it's on Netflix. If you have not and you're looking for a good scary movie, I would check it out. I would recommend that. That's a really good movie. But with scary stories to tell in the dark, basically, in a nutshell, the synopsis is these group of kids on Halloween go to this what's considered a haunted house. Like it's basically a house that's not lived in. It's like this big old mansion that's been around for like hundreds of years and what have you. And there's stories tied to this house and legends. So basically, they go into the house and they find this book, and the book itself starts to write stories by itself about the kids in the movie, about people in the movie, whatever. And then things happen. The movie was, if I had to say right now, I would say it was pretty good. Did I love it? No, I didn't love it. What I would say is that it is one of those movies that around October, late September, I may pull it out if I had it on DVD. I would buy it on DVD. And I think it is good enough to buy on DVD. I would probably pull it out around September, October, and I'd probably watch it maybe once every couple years. It's not something I would just go to all the time. It's not something that I feel was so amazing that I have to watch it again anytime real soon. I do feel that visually the movie was good. It was not fantastic. I think my expectations were a little high considering I thought Del Toro was gonna have his usual like splendor to the film. Like his movies are just so amazing. Um, the acting, it's an acting with teenagers, a movie with teenagers in it. So it was okay. It was okay. Three of them, three of the teenagers I felt put in good performances. Two of the guys were really good. I thought they were enjoyable. One I kind of really honestly didn't feel he needed to even be in the movie, but he was there. It was cool. He was good. The main girl, Zoe Margaret Coletti, I think is how you say her name. She was pretty good. She had some good scenes where she did show some strong performing skills. She was able to, evoke a lot of emotion on certain scenes. I think my problem is there were a couple other characters that I felt were just awful, like so bad, like really bad. Like, not to give spoilers, but the main jock hated him. Um, hated everything about him. He was just awful. Um, Not his character, but the kid that played him, his acting. Um, and then there's this blonde girl that's in it, and her acting was like hot garbage truck juice. Like, it was just awful. I mean, it was just trash. Um, some of the editing within the acting scenes were not great. Like, there'd be a scene where they're like, reacting, and like it's so much emotion and everything, or like excitement or something going on, and then literally like they go from like to yeah, okay. Like, it was like, wait, what? What just happened? Um, you went from one extreme to another too fast, and like, I'm like, seriously, guys, come on, man, you got to transition. There's a thing called transition. Like, you kind of gotta come off of one into the other, like ride it like a wave. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling about stupidness. But you guys, when you see the movie, you'll understand. Maybe you'll see those scenes and you'll pick up on what I'm throwing out there. Maybe not. Maybe you don't care. Um, I felt the story was really cool. I felt that the stories within the bigger story, it was really cool. There's a good plot. I felt that some of the smaller stories within the big story were not that great, though. To be perfectly honest, they were visually kind of scary, and if you put yourself in that moment, and you were um, trying to feel it and see it and experience it as that character, then it could be scary. Um, but the story itself was kind of like, the story's not scary, but they make it scary, so that was cool. Some of the monsters were like really good, and some were like really not good. So they were just weird. Uh, but you can definitely see some Del Toro in that, I think, because he has some unique visions when it comes to monsters, and some are really awesome. Um, the the rest of it, I mean, like, there's some jump scares throughout. So if you like jump scares, this is a good movie. There's several of them. I couldn't tell you how many. Probably, I don't know, a bunch. If you like a gore fest, you're not going to get it. Okay, it's just not that kind of a movie. There are some scenes of violence, but it's PG-13. So those violent scenes really, they're not much that you wouldn't see on like TV or something. I don't think. Um, the there's like, I don't even know if there's really a lot of blood or anything either. Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but there were a lot of scenes that were suspenseful and creepy. So there is a level of fear factor that was pretty good. It did hold its own on some scenes. Some other scenes were not. Like I said, they were kind of like, uh, you know, with the way the monster was and the way the scene was playing out. I just felt like it wasn't as scary. It just felt like, oh, okay. And then there was some like typical trope things that they throw in there, like typical horror movies. Um, but with all that said, the overall view of the movie was really, really good. It wasn't great. It was just really good. Okay to really good. So I guess that's good. Maybe. Yeah, good to really good. Just because I thought it was an entertaining movie. I thought it was a very good fall Halloween type movie. I didn't like the fact that one thing is that it starts out on Halloween, but it kind of goes beyond Halloween, so it's kind of like around Halloween when this stuff happens. But it's pretty cool, nonetheless. I felt that there could have been more. Uh, Visually, it should have been a little more fall-esque. Um, you have some dead trees here and some leaves here and stuff like that, but it didn't really feel like fall to me watching the movie. Um, it just didn't have that look, like that's the sun setting, the dim sun that fall has, that orangey glow, and the leaves and the cold and the wind. I just didn't feel like that was all there, other than the fact that, from what they tell you, there were a couple of scenes where you do get all like some of that, but it really wasn't a lot, and a lot of it's based at night, so that's probably part of the reason. But uh, again, there were a couple good characters, a couple bad characters, a couple good visual things, a couple good stories. Overall, it was pretty good. I'd recommend seeing it. I'd recommend definitely trying to catch it before this fall season starts up. If it's out still, like past like the summer, which I don't think it will be because movies leave after like 2 weeks. But I'd recommend go seeing it. I'd recommend getting it on DVD. In my opinion, I'll get it, but it'll be one of those where I just pull out every once in a while. I like haunted houses and ghost stories and scary stories like that, so I felt it was pretty good on that level. It kind of felt like Goosebumps meets Monster Squad meets Haunted Mansion, but with a little bit of a labyrinth thrown in there. So take it for what it is. And, you know, if you guys want a spoiler review, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Make sure you hit that like. If you didn't like this, give me a thumbs down. I don't know. Whatever. Do what you guys got to do. I love you guys. Thanks for checking it out. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and see you.